The Korean Peninsula stands as a stark reminder of the enduring tensions of the Cold War. Divided at the 38th parallel, North and South Korea have forged distinct paths, their militaries reflecting their contrasting ideologies and geopolitical realities. The North, under an enduring communist regime, has prioritized military might as a cornerstone of its national identity. In contrast, the South, a vibrant democracy with a market-driven economy, has developed a technologically advanced military force deeply integrated with the West. This essay explores the military capabilities of these two Koreas, delving into the quantitative and qualitative aspects of their armed forces, the significance of their alliances, and the implications of their contrasting military doctrines. The shadow of the Korean War, from 1950 to 1953, looms large over any assessment of the peninsula's military balance. The armistice, rather than a peace treaty, left the two Koreas technically at war, fueling a persistent atmosphere of mistrust and driving a relentless arms race. Over the decades, both nations have poured resources into bolstering their military capabilities, seeking to deter the other and secure a decisive advantage in any potential conflict. Understanding the historical context of this enduring rivalry is crucial to comprehending the dynamics that continue to shape the security landscape of the Korean Peninsula. South Korea's military is a force transformed. Gone are the days of relying solely on sheer numbers to counter the North's numerical superiority. Today, the Republic of Korea Armed Forces stands as a technologically sophisticated fighting force, equipped with state-of-the-art weaponry and backed by robust military alliances. South Korea's economic miracle has fueled this military modernization, allowing Seoul to invest heavily in cutting-edge military hardware and rigorous training programs. At the heart of South Korea's military strength lies its strategic partnership with the United States. Forged in the crucible of the Korean War, this alliance remains a cornerstone of South Korea's defense strategy. The presence of around 28,500 U.S. troops on South Korean soil, equipped with advanced weaponry and integrated command structures, serves as a potent deterrent against any potential aggression from the North. Furthermore, South Korea benefits immensely from intelligence sharing, joint military exercises, and access to U.S. military technology, enhancing its operational capabilities and battlefield awareness. North Korea's military doctrine is rooted in the principle of Songun, or military first, reflecting the regime's unwavering prioritization of military power as a guarantor of its survival. The Korean People's Army, boasting one of the largest standing armies globally, emphasizes a strategy of overwhelming force, designed to compensate for its technological shortcomings. North Korea has amassed a formidable arsenal of artillery pieces, many positioned within range of Seoul, posing a significant threat to the South Korean capital and its civilian population. However, beneath the facade of numerical superiority lies a military grappling with technological constraints and aging equipment. Years of economic sanctions and resource scarcity have taken their toll on the Korean People's Army's ability to modernize its conventional forces effectively. While North Korea has made strides in developing indigenous missile technology and its nascent nuclear arsenal, its conventional forces lag behind their southern counterparts in terms of equipment, training, and logistical capabilities. This technological disparity presents a critical vulnerability for North Korea in any potential conflict with the South. Comparing the military technologies of North and South Korea reveals a stark contrast, highlighting the divergent paths these nations have taken in their military development. South Korea, leveraging its economic might and technological prowess, has equipped its armed forces with cutting-edge weaponry, sourced primarily from the United States and through indigenous production. Its air force boasts advanced fighter jets like the F-35 and F-15K, capable of challenging North Korea's aging air defenses. On the ground, South Korea fields modern battle tanks, such as the K-2 Black Panther, and deploys sophisticated drone technology for reconnaissance and strike missions. In contrast, North Korea's military technology remains largely outdated, hampered by international sanctions and a lack of access to advanced manufacturing capabilities. Its air force relies heavily on Soviet-era aircraft, many of which are nearing obsolescence and lack the technological sophistication of their southern counterparts. Similarly, North Korea's ground forces are equipped with a mix of aging tanks and armored vehicles, outmatched by the South's more modern counterparts. While North Korea has made strides in developing ballistic missiles and nuclear weapons, its conventional forces face a significant technological disadvantage in a potential conflict with the South. Section 5. Manpower and Readiness, the human element in warfare. While technology plays a crucial role in modern warfare, the human element remains paramount. In terms of sheer manpower, North Korea boasts a larger active military force, with an estimated 1.2 million soldiers compared to South Korea's 600,000. However, numbers alone do not tell the whole story. South Korea benefits from a highly educated and technologically adept population, resulting in a professional and well-trained military force. Conscription, while mandatory in both Koreas, differs significantly in duration and intensity. South Korean conscripts undergo a more rigorous and technologically focused training regimen, enhancing their combat readiness and adaptability. Furthermore, South Korea's military benefits from a higher level of readiness, owing to its access to advanced training facilities, regular joint exercises with the US and other allies, and a robust defense budget. In contrast, North Korea's military, while large, faces challenges related to equipment maintenance, fuel shortages, and inadequate training opportunities for its conscripts. These factors raise concerns about the KPA's ability to sustain prolonged combat operations and effectively utilize its numerical superiority in a modern warfare scenario. Section 6. Alliances in the balance, foreign support and its implications. The Korean Peninsula exists within a complex web of geopolitical alliances, each with its own implications for the military balance between North and South. South Korea's alliance with the United States remains the bedrock of its defense strategy, providing a security guarantee against external aggression and access to advanced military hardware and intelligence sharing. The U.S. commitment to South Korea's defense is unwavering, demonstrated by the presence of U.S. troops on the peninsula and regular joint military exercises aimed at deterring North Korean provocations. North Korea, on the other hand, has historically relied on its alliances with China and Russia, though these relationships have evolved over time. China, while maintaining a security commitment to North Korea, has grown increasingly wary of its unpredictable neighbor's nuclear ambitions. Russia, facing international isolation due to its actions in Ukraine, has sought closer ties with North Korea, potentially providing economic and military assistance in exchange for political support. However, the extent to which these alliances would translate into direct military support in a conflict on the Korean Peninsula remains uncertain. Section 7. The nuclear threat, a game-changer in modern warfare. North Korea's pursuit of nuclear weapons has fundamentally altered the security calculus on the Korean Peninsula, introducing an element of existential threat that hangs over any assessment of military capabilities. North Korea's nuclear arsenal, while its exact size and sophistication remain unknown, is estimated to include dozens of warheads and a growing arsenal of ballistic missiles capable of reaching South Korea, Japan, and potentially the continental United States. This nuclear capability poses a significant deterrent against any preemptive strike against North Korea and raises the stakes of any potential conflict to an unprecedented level. South Korea, while lacking nuclear weapons of its own, relies on the U.S. nuclear umbrella for deterrence. The U.S. commitment to extend its nuclear deterrent to its allies in the region serves as a counterbalance to North Korea's nuclear ambitions. However, the potential for miscalculation or escalation in a crisis situation, particularly given North Korea's unpredictable behavior, remains a constant source of concern. The presence of nuclear weapons introduces an element of unpredictability into the military equation, making any conflict on the Korean Peninsula a high-stakes gamble with potentially catastrophic consequences. Section 8. Predicting the unpredictable potential scenarios and outcomes. Predicting the outcome of a hypothetical war between North and South Korea is a complex and fraught exercise, fraught with uncertainties and subject to a multitude of variables. However, several key factors would likely shape the course of such a conflict. South Korea, with its technological superiority, well-trained military, and U.S. support, would likely hold the advantage in a conventional conflict. Its air force, equipped with advanced fighter jets and backed by U.S. air power, would seek to establish air superiority early on, targeting North Korea's key military infrastructure and command and control centers. However, North Korea's massive artillery force, positioned within range of Seoul and the heavily fortified demilitarized zone, poses a significant threat. A North Korean artillery barrage, if launched preemptively, could inflict devastating damage on Seoul and its surrounding areas, potentially causing significant civilian casualties and disrupting South Korea's ability to wage war effectively. Furthermore, North Korea's arsenal of ballistic missiles, including those potentially armed with chemical or nuclear warheads, adds another layer of complexity and danger. While South Korea has developed missile defense systems, a saturation attack could overwhelm these defenses, leading to potentially catastrophic consequences. Section 9. The shifting sands of power, assessing the military advantage. In conclusion, the military balance on the Korean peninsula remains a complex and constantly evolving equation. While South Korea holds a significant advantage in terms of military technology, training, and access to foreign support, North Korea's numerical superiority, strategic positioning, and development of nuclear weapons cannot be discounted. Any conflict on the Korean peninsula would be a tragedy for all involved, resulting in immense destruction and loss of life. The outcome of such a conflict would depend on a multitude of factors, including the element of surprise, the effectiveness of initial strikes, the willingness of external actors to intervene, and the potential use of unconventional weapons. Ultimately, the best hope for peace on the Korean peninsula lies in diplomacy, dialogue, and a commitment to finding a lasting political solution to this enduring conflict. The military balance, while important, should not overshadow the urgent need for peaceful resolution and reconciliation between these two Koreas.